Hello everybody. Joshua here from Tuberniz, and in this video I am going to give you finally a taste of QPQ, Quid Pro Quo, our Tuberniz, our very own unique style of teaching fluency. Quid Pro Quo, of course, means something for something. So I feed you something and you give me something. A lot of people were wondering how this method works. And today, I'll give you a taste of it, okay? So relax and try to just follow my instruction. I'm gonna give you a couple of expressions to start with. In Korean, 내가 너라면. In English, that's if I were you. So once again, 내가 너라면 in English is if I were you. 나는 그걸 하지 않겠어. 는 I wouldn't do that. 그걸 하지 않겠어. 내가 너라면 그걸 하지 않겠어는 if I were you, I wouldn't do that. So how about I wouldn't eat? 영어로 먹다는 eat이죠. So I wouldn't eat means 먹지 않겠다. Right? So if I were you, I wouldn't eat means 내가 너라면 난 먹지 않겠다. Right? So let's practice. 내가 너라면 그것을 that 먹지 않겠다는 if I were you, I wouldn't eat that. 라면으로 해볼까요? 내가 너라면 라면을 먹지 않을 거야. Shall we try? If I were you, I wouldn't eat 라면. Good, right? So this is sort of how the QPQ process flows. So I'll give you a Korean sentence and I give you an English sentence corresponds to it. And I give you enough time to practice, think it over in your head and speak it out. And I will also add some words here and there following other expressions. And this is how we construct a longer sentences. I know this was a very brief taste of QPQ, but I think you get the idea how this method goes. And at Tuberniz, we call this step a baby talk step. I try to teach something like this. Another example, 난 꼭 해야만 해. In English is I have to. 난 이제 가야만 해. 는 I have to go. 가다 in English, of course, is go. So I have to go. But I don't have to는 할 필요는 없어요. I don't have to sleep. 난 잘 필요가 없어져. Right. So what I'm doing is, of course, I keep building up the same pattern using same structure, just changing the verb at the end. So hopefully this will give you some ideas about QPQ. Of course, I adopted this method. I borrowed different concepts from different authors, but mainly I must say that this method has been largely influenced by Paul Noble. Thanks to Paul Noble, his method inspired me to do something similar. But QPQ doesn't stop here. What comes after the baby talk stage is now you see stage. Of course, we reveal, we teach our students how to write those sentences. If I were you, I wouldn't eat that. Of course, they will have chance to write it down. And also, we do a reverse. I give them a Korean sentence. 내가 너라면 그걸 먹지 않을 거야. And they write in English. And vice versa. If I were you, I wouldn't eat that. If I were you, I wouldn't study it. If I were you, I wouldn't go there. I'll give similar sentence structures to see if they can make a correct interpretation of it. And in the end, what I expect our students to do is to, given a similar situation, they be able to say something similar. So I will throw them a situation. I will give them a visual cue. I even draw them a little picture of a situation they could be in, and they will be saying something that corresponds to the situation. This QPQ process I believe is absolutely vital. We've had many attempts to do something similar in Korea. I remember there was this textbook called English Restart. It was rather popular. It was one of the best sellers. They also released Chinese Restart, Japanese Restart, I think. Similar method, giving visual cue with simple sentences for learners to follow through. But QPQ, of course, is more listening and your own thinking process involved. So what we call baby talk process is really at the core that I believe the fluency comes from being able to replicate the same pattern. So baby talk steps forces you to follow the step. Even if it's a very complex pattern, by going through QPQ process, you are able to replicate it. Right? Okay, so hopefully this will give you some idea. All right, thank you, and I will come back with more handy videos, and bye-bye.
Two bunnies making new ways.